Hi, everyone. Welcome to Content Marketing Marathon, session 3. Give me just 1 second. I will add our speakers to the room and we will start.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Looks like yes. And
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh.
Okay, so let's start. I see that people still joining, and maybe everyone will join in a couple of minutes. Sorry that I'm not using my video. I have some problems with internet today. So today we have a session on content and how to create the best content strategy to enter new markets. This is our third session in this marathon. If you missed the first 2 sessions, don't worry, we will send out all the recordings tomorrow in our email. But today we have 2 great experts, Alina and Margarita, and where they will share some great insights with you. We also have a Q&A session. In case you have any questions, just send them into the Q&A section that you see at the bottom of your screens. And we have one very nice giveaway for the best questions. So be active, ask your questions, and you will not leave without a present. So let's start. I think, Margarita, you're first one, right?
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just going to share my screen and yeah, just give me 1 sec. All right. Can you see it all right?
Just one. Yes, now it's perfect.
Perfect. Great. Yes. So let's get started today. And again, we are sorry for the technical difficulties. They always do happen in the remote work world. Well, already getting used to it. So today we are going to focus on building your content marketing strategy in new markets. So we will divide the presentation into 2 main parts. And then after that, we will have time for your questions. So first of all, I would just like to introduce myself quickly. My name is Margarita. I work at SEMrush. Basically, I have around 7 years of content marketing experience in tech companies of all sizes. And later, when you get access to the slides, I would really love to connect with you on LinkedIn, on Growth Mentor if you have an account there. And also feel free to reach out to me by email at any time. So Alina, would you like to introduce yourself now or?
Yeah, I can maybe also say a couple of words about me. So yeah, I'm Alina. I'm running the content and growth marketing team at Smartcat. And I'm a big fan of content marketing. I think it's just the best way to offer value to the customers and to expand your brand. And I really love the topic that we are having today. I think it's exciting for a marketer to enter in new local markets or attract a new audience. So please ask questions, send your comments to the chat, and I think we are going to have a great discussion today.
Yeah, totally agree. Thank you so much. All right, so before we actually dive into the topic, I'd like to give you a quick overview of the current state of global content marketing. So we at SEMrush have recently published the 2022 State of Content Marketing Report. And just to give you a quick overview of the scope of work that has been done, we have analyzed over 500,000 blog posts and 200,000 tweets surveyed about 1,500 marketeers from 40 plus countries and also analyzed 8,000 niche articles. And in terms of the biggest trends that we have seen, there are many positive and encouraging things happening. So for example, 97% of our respondents say that content is already part of their overall marketing strategy. But 42 of them are still making their first steps. So if you're also just starting in content, well, you're definitely not the only one. And which is also great news, 91% of marketers that we have surveyed claim to have at least some degree of success with their content marketing efforts in 2021. So we did some further analysis to identify some common traits of those companies that were extremely successful in content in 2022. And among the main factors that we have seen were having a documented content marketing strategy, increasing the paid content promotion budget, growing your marketing team, content marketing team, as well as running content audits at least twice a year and spending at least 10% of your budget on content. So in other words, making more effort and spending more time on content definitely pays off in terms of the marketing and business results that content might bring. We also have seen that in the 10 niche industries that we analyzed, 78% of total traffic accounts for organic. Also, 71% of our survey respondents plan to increase their content marketing budget this year, and 58 of them will also grow their content marketing teams. And finally, we have identified the top 3 content investment areas, which are social media community building, better quality of the written content, and content promotion. And the top 3 content marketing success factors were improving the quality of your content, search engine optimization, and creating more visual content. Now, well, if you would like to learn more about the trends and basically tips on how to succeed in content this year, well, feel free to download our report. You can see the link on the screen, and you will also receive it in the chat during the webinar and after it as well. Now, let's go to our main topic. And just to explain why exactly we chose it. So personalization was one of the biggest trends according to the experts that we interviewed for the report. And it's true. So when you differentiate your content strategy based on your target persona, on the target region, and so on, you can really improve the overall efficiency of your content marketing efforts, and you can build trust, make your content more human, and stand out from the competition. So as the first half of the webinar, we will talk about the first steps you need to take to win new target audience segments with your content. Now, to provide you with some context, when we talk about new target segments, this can be anything. You might want to differentiate your existing content strategy based on your personas. You might also have new products or new positioning that means targeting a new persona. And for example, as you can see here, ClickUp is a software company, and on their website, you can see that they have solutions for different types of teams like marketing and design, for different types of companies like enterprise and startups, and even different use cases. And what is important here is you really need to have differentiated approach to targeting all of those different types of audiences with your content, which is we are going to talk about now. So the first step you need to take in this process is to create a content persona for this new target audience. Of course, it does require audience research, things like interviews, surveys, focus groups, whatever you decide to go for. And so what to include? First of all, the pain points. And since we refer to the content persona, we talk about the broader range of challenges. And they sometimes would go beyond those pain points that you cover by your product. For example, if you are a payroll solution company, one of your audience segments might care about keeping their team motivated, which is much broader than your product offering, but you can still add value if you kind of zoom out of this product first thinking. You should also think about the specifics of buying behavior. For example, if you decide to start targeting large corporations, you might assume that they would tend to buy through sales conversations. And in this case, you might want to create more sales enablement content. Other things to include are obviously communication channels for the content distribution and preferred content formats. Second step, explore content topics that will resonate with this audience. So there are, of course, many sources of information for this, such as insights from the audience research, online research, where you can basically go online and explore industry publications, forums, groups, and ideally, well, you would need to do it regularly. Also, I would generally advise collaborating with your customer-facing teams, so basically talk to your customer support, to your customer success, to sales, because these people might already have interacted with this persona. So they might have insights about those people and might even suggest content ideas. And of course, online keyword and topic research. So I would assume that many of you already know how keyword research works, but we would just like to share some details on what do we mean by topic research. So basically, I would say right now, you should, when thinking about creating some content, start thinking about the topic first and then sort of drill down to the keywords. Because topic is this umbrella term that will help you better understand what exactly you're going to create content about. And then the keywords, and then normally there would be several keywords that are included in the topic. And thereby you sort of build your topical authority. So if you're not sure where to start and to automate this process a bit, you can use SEMrush's topic research tool. So the way it works, let's imagine you are a fashion brand in the US that's creating a new clothes line for teenagers. What you could do is simply go to the tool, type the overall big umbrella term, such as teenage fashion, and then you will be able to see different subtopics related to this, this theme. For example, long sleeves, white sneakers, crop top, and then you might select one of those subtopics and see what are the related searches, what questions do people ask about those topics. And then after that, proceed to actually looking for related keywords and then creating your article. Now, step 3, very important, analyzing your other market players creating content for this audience. And I say market players because, of course, you need to research your direct and indirect competitors. But it's also really important to look at non-competitive brands targeting the same audience and at media and publications that also create content for this audience. You might both get ideas on what these people care about, and you might also consider partnering with them and thereby enter these new segments with someone who has already been there. So I would just quickly show the workflow for finding the right websites to analyze. Let's imagine that, let's go back to our fashion company targeting teenagers. For example, you could just go to Google and type teenage fashion again and look at different search results that just pop up for this keyword. For this example, let's imagine we would like to analyze media publications. So not our competitors, but those publications that talk about the same topic. Let's say we have selected the 17.com website. Then go to the domain overview tool in SEMrush. For this example, I just typed the actual subfolder with fashion to make it more targeted. So type it in and scroll down to the main competitors report. From here, you can see all the different websites that compete for similar keywords and topic with this website that you have already chosen. Now, you can click on any of those, for example, on Teen Vogue. And then you will be able to, you will get transferred to the organic research tool. And from here, you can see what are the pages of this website that have been generating the most traffic and which keywords they rank for. So, and this process is very important as you can get an initial understanding of what people in this new audience care about. Now, another thing you could do is use the keyword gap tool. So you basically, this is what we've done for the Forever 21 blog. We have selected some of the websites we found in the previous steps, applied some filters, and basically found over 200,000 untapped keywords that Forever 21 could rank for. Now, step 4 and the last step. Of course, you need to create a content plan to start the conversation, or you might as well integrate content for this new persona in your existing plan. But regardless of the path you decide to choose, you need to think about the topics, keywords, content formats, funnel stage, success metrics, and promotion tactics for each content piece. Also, I have listed some ideas on how to better implement this process when you add this new target persona. First of all, make sure you educate everyone involved in the content production process. So what it means is inform your designers, copywriters, and whoever else is involved that this is the new persona we target, and share all the insights you know about this new target segment. Also, run a content audit of your existing assets, because you might already have some content that would need to be updated or improved or repurposed to serve this new audience. Besides that, sometimes I think it makes sense to consider to start focusing on thought leadership first to build trust and awareness in the new segment, and to experiment with different content formats before you find the right mix. And finally, of course, when you enter this new segment, make sure you not only analyze, but also collaborate with those real relevant media platforms and influencers. And before we end this part, I would like to share a few examples of how different brands approach this to illustrate. In B2B, of course, the easiest place to start is to create personalized content for different roles and teams, and then categorize it on your website. Here you can see the blog of Monday.com. And what you can do is you can basically select the content category based on your need or the team you work in. For example, we see CRM and sales, marketing, software development, and things of the sort. Another B2B example is from my ex-colleagues at Refinitiv. So what they have done is basically the entire website is divided into hubs, and the hubs are determined by the type of, basically the industry vertical and the type of work you do at your job. So you can go to the asset management insights hub, which is connected to the asset management product hub. And there you can see all the blogs and videos and reports that correspond to this specific topic and this specific audience. And what it does, it improves the user experience, because people landing on the website, they immediately know where to look and where to find things that they care about. But also it sends positive signals to Google, because Google sees that this website has authority on this topic, and this website is doing its best to answer every potential question related to this topic, thereby pushing the pages up, including the product pages. And the final example is from B2C. I use Sephora. So what Sephora does is they have a section on the website with online communities, and each community is targeting people with specific background. and that where Sephora shares content and people interact. For example, communities for parents, for people with acne-prone skin, for trans, LGBTQ, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so this would be about it. In the first part, in the chat, you will receive the link to the report that I mentioned before. And also, if you are interested in trying some of the tools that I have shown from SEMrush, and specifically the content marketing platform, you will see a link to a special offer, which has an extended free trial for 2 weeks. Now let's move to the second part, where we'll talk about localizing your content for different geographies. And Alina, over to you.
Yeah, I see that we have questions in the chat, Kate. Are we going to ask them now or after my part?
I don't know. Let's maybe answer them now, because somehow they're related to what Margarita just presented. So while we have it fresh in our heads, so let's address it. Do you see the questions? Can you read them, or do you mind?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that I will read all of them, maybe, but I'll choose a couple of questions. We have limited time, so we can't reply all the questions online live now, but we can do it after the session as well. So here's an interesting question about measurement. So how do you measure funnel engagement? Let's assume you have created a content piece for education and then another for transactional. And how do you know if a user has moved from one funnel stage to another?
Well, yeah, I would say, honestly, this depends on the analytics you have set up, right? And I mean, this is a pretty broad question, but for example, I mean, if you have a lead generation piece of content and then someone has downloaded this piece of content, let's say an ebook, depending on the way your CRM and analytics are set up, obviously, and I would say I would really advise working with your analytics team to make sure each user is tracked. But let's say if you're using one campaign code, for example, for an ebook and another campaign code for, let's say, a webinar, you should be able to see how the user is moving from one campaign to another. So this is, I mean, this is more about how you measure this inside your own CRM, right? When the user has already become part of your, data system. And then Alina, would you have something to add here? Because like the question is pretty big.
I think it's great when you have an analytics team. I love it. You just have your marketing request and then you get data and it's perfect, it's visualized. But I think if you're a startup, just make sure that you have events everywhere on your landing pages, blog, and then you're using the right tracking tools. Yeah, and using UTMs as well, it's very important, and not all of marketers are using UTMs. We have a great session on content campaigns analytics with Andy Christodina. It was the first session of our marathon, so feel free to check the recording. Andy had a great presentation on this topic. You're muted.
This also still happens. Yeah, so should we, because I cannot see the questions. So, you know, if you would like me to address anything else.
Yeah, maybe one more question because we are running out of time. It's also about measurement. How do you measure content effectiveness? Like if you have targeted your content to the CEO, decision makers, etc. Is it possible to track their content engagement through Google Analytics or any other way which would help?
Sure. Well, I mean, just to unpack this, in terms of how do you, let's start with this. How do you track your content effectiveness? I would say this really depends on the initial goal you have set. So let's say, if we start with one piece of content, and if your goal with this piece of content to, let's say, to rank this article and to pass the rank, the link juice to the page, or to generate traffic, or to generate a specific number in conversions. So this is what you look at. And I would say really this depends on your initial goal setting. And yeah, again, there's no one answer. You just need to make sure before you create anything, you ask yourself what exactly you are trying to achieve with this, and then kind of list those metrics that you will be looking at later. And this is how you will be tracking the progress. And again, this would vary from the funnel stage, and depending on the funnel stage and on the type of content, you'll be looking at different sources of analytics, right? Yeah, so the favorite answer, it depends. There we go.
Yeah, but I agree that it's extremely important to think about it before you start creating content or developing channels or launching a project, a campaign. Just when you have a goal, just think when you can where you can get data, how you're going to measure it, what tools you're going to use before you start working on it. Because if you do your hard work and in the end you can measure, you can understand what are your results. It's really sad. So
All right, so do we have time for one more question, or would you like to move to your part?
I think we have to move forward, and
okay, sure.
I can maybe start my presentation. I'm going to share my screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. So, my topic is 5 steps to enter a new market and boost your business growth. And yeah, just in case if you missed the beginning of this session, I'm Alina, head of content and growth marketing at Smartcat. And Smartcat is the language delivery platform that lets you translate anything, whatever you want, a file, a video, or your entire website. And you can make it faster, easier, and save a lot of money and time. And here you can see my contact information. You can find me on social media, and I'll be very happy to connect with you. So let's get started. And I'm going to show a lot of examples in my presentation. So to make it simple, let's take an example and let's assume that we have a graphic design agency, and our agency is based in the US, and the majority of our clients are from the US or English speaking countries. And we've got some clients from France recently, and after some discussions with them and after analyzing the market, we realized that it's a great market, a great opportunity for us. So we want to enter the French market. What do we have? We have a website in English, our blog and our owned media are in English as well. And we have a limited marketing budget, so we can launch large paid traffic campaigns or paid PR campaigns. Let's see what we can do. So step 1 is to identify and explore our local competitors. Margarita mentioned competitors analysis in her presentation and showed how you can use keyword research to analyze your competitors. I think it's the best and maybe the fastest way to show your competitors in organic search. And I personally use SEMrush for to do that, and you can see an example here how to use domain overview to find your competitors in organic search. I'm not going to dive deeper into it because Margarita already showed you how to use the tool for this goal. But if you don't have access to keyword research or competitor analysis tool, no worries. You can do it manually on Google. You can use different types of keywords to find your local competitors. Like, for example, here. So we have a graphic design agency. And I started with the keyword graphic design agencies in France. And here I have a list of my potential local competitors. I can also use keywords related to my topic, like graphic design, visual content, or question keywords to find content that is ranking for my topic, and I can analyze domains where this content is coming from, and find my local competitors and my potential partners as well. Sorry. Yeah, I can also analyze the presence of international brands in my target market, because many international brands and big brands and medium-sized brands have local accounts on social media and local blogs, so I can consider to analyze them as well. And I can prepare a short list like that to start just the list of my competitors by type. I can have direct competitors, graphic design agencies, and indirect competitors like larger agencies, for example, and replacement competitors like on the previous slide I showed Canva. Some of my clients can consider to use this tool instead of agency services. So it can be my potential competitor as well. I can analyze their websites, blogs, social media, and other platforms to understand how to position my brand on this market, how to stand out from my competitors, and what tactics I can use to increase my visibility on this market. Step 2 is to connect with local influencers. And here, first question, how can I find local influencers? I don't know this market. So the easiest way is to check your competitors' social media profiles. For example, you can just go on Twitter and you can check profiles that your competitors are following there. And the majority of these people, or it can be media brands, might be industry influencers. Another option, you can find influencers in your competitors' blogs, online events, and other resources. Like here is an example of Adobe on YouTube. It's the French YouTube channel. And I found many backstage videos, tutorials with French artists, design professionals. So I can consider them to be my influencers as well. Then I can also analyze content that ranks on Google for informational keywords. Like here, I Googled the keyword how to create visual content, and here some of the authors that I found on Google. We have Marion, a designer, Celine, who is a content manager, and Danielle Fabienne, who is an entrepreneur and a digital marketer. And it's great because my first impulse might be to find design influencers from the design industry, but I can consider a content marketer, for example, to be an influencer to collaborate with as well, because content marketers can be my clients, and it's a great opportunity for me to track them. And again, the best and the fastest way to get any kind of information, any kind of data for your marketing strategy is using online tool. And my favorite tool for influencer marketing and content ideation as well is Basama. And here's an example how you can use potential and local influencers using this tool. You can go to influencers, authors, enter your keywords, enter your language and location, and you can find the most active publishers writing on your topic. And what I love about Basama that they don't rank influencers by the number of followers, because sometimes you can find accounts with a huge amount of followers, but without any engagement, no likes, no reposts, no comments, nothing. And it's not the best option for you. So try to focus on micro and mid-level influencers with maybe smaller but engaged communities. So now you have your list of local influencers. It's time to connect with them. How you can do that? Start interacting with them, share their content, comment their posts, attend their events, let them test drive your product. For example, we have a graphic design agency. We can create free designs for bloggers, for influencers. And I'm sure a lot of bloggers would be interested in this kind of free service and could be open to collaborate. Involve influencers in joint activities. It can be webinars, studies, articles with experts, quotes, anything. Just be creative. You can generate a lot of ideas of joint activities with influencers. Attend local offline events if you can. I think it's a great way to build long-term relationships with influencers and customers as well, because real life communication is very important to build strong relationships. Create exclusive experiences like closed social media communities, or special gifts, or you can share new products with influencers. Yeah, show them that they're special for you and you'll be special for them as well. Step 3. So we explored our competitors. We started connecting with influencers, and now it's time to create multilingual content for your website and your own media channels. So you can say that, okay, I have my website and my blog in English, and a lot of people speak English today. So why should I translate everything to other languages? It's expensive. It takes a lot of time. But just look at these statistics. According to Harvard Business Review, 90% of internet users prefer a website in their native language. 42% of prospects never buy from a website if it's not available in their language. And also 56% of people in different countries prefer information in their own language to lower price. So if you don't have your website and your content localized to your customers' languages, you lose traffic, engagement, money, and you can grow your business as fast as you want. So yeah, and many brands don't localize their website or other channels to local languages because they think it's expensive or they just don't have resources to do that. So today you have great platforms like Smartcat that lets you automatically translate any content and continuously deliver it to your channels. And what is the difference between, let's say, Smartcat and machine engines like, I don't know, Google Translate? First of all, it's an AI-driven technology that learns from your edits and gets better over time. So if you translate your content with Smartcat and you edit your content on the platform, our AI will learn from that, and you'll get quality translations faster and for a much lower price. Then we have an integrated marketplace, the largest industry marketplace in the world, and you can find translators, editors, proofreaders there, and you can edit your content right on the platform and get a better translation quality. And we also have seamless integrations. So Smartcat integrates with your tool, CMS, your app, or other tools that you're already using. And it lets you to set up fully automated workflows and translate your content with no hassle. Here's our brand new tool, Smartcat Website Translator. It's a great tool that works with any CMS. It's simple to use. It allows you to instantly preview your website translation. We have a freemium version, so feel free to test drive our tool, and our project managers will be just the happiest people in the world if you do that and share your feedback. I'm sorry, I have a low battery. Just 1 second. I'm going to take my charger. Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay, let's move forward. And some of tips to localize your content, to create content in different languages. So first of all, adapt your content to local trends and customer behavior. Think about hyper-localization. Think about transcreation when you adjust your message to local market by keeping your tone of voice and style consistent. And here's a great example from Canva that Rachel shared at the Log from Home conference. And they localized the design template based on analysis of different markets. And you have a link to the blog post here. You can check it. It's amazing. Also, attract local guest bloggers. Guest blogging is a great way to get free quality content. So how to do that? It's very simple. Show that you're open to publishing articles on your blog. Create public profiles. Share your editorial policy with your requirements to external content, and promote these publications across your channels because it can offer additional value to guest bloggers. They can get visibility, and you can get great content in exchange. And thank all authors for their contributions. Show that you care and that it's important for you. And I know that when you are a startup and you have limited resources for content creation, every piece of content is like pure gold. So take the maximum value from it and repurpose your content. For example, if you created an online conference in French, you can publish slides on LinkedIn. You can publish visual content on your social media. You can publish the video recording on YouTube and promote it. And you can create short videos and distribute them on social media as well. You can publish a blog post, a recap of this conference, and maybe merge this blog post with other articles to create a long read white paper. Step 4, choose the right distribution channels. So SEO is the most efficient channel to attract traffic to your content. So conduct keyword research for your location. A common mistake is to just translate your keywords from your semantic core to the target language. It's not the best way to do keyword analysis. So the best way is to go to a keyword analysis tool and to check what keywords people are searching for your target location. Also identify popular platforms in your location. Here's a great example. In the US, Pinterest is not even in top 10 of the most popular social networks. But in France, Pinterest is really popular. It's even more popular than TikTok and LinkedIn, and it's close to Twitter. So for me, as a design agency, it's a great opportunity to use this platform to distribute my content and attract new users, new customers. And last but not least, build a local community. So give your audience a voice, involve your audience in content creation and product development, support community exchange, discussions related to your brand, product, topic, reply to users' comments online, highlight customers' contributions as well to encourage UGC. UGC is user-generated content. It's content mentioning your product or service or your brand, and you can share it, you can use it on your website. So it's a great way to get really valuable content. And give your brand a human face. Show the real people behind a product, show your team on your website, and you can make some videos for, especially it's great for Instagram or TikTok if you're using these channels. And here's an example of a video that we created with the French marketing team when I worked at SEMrush. And it was really cool creating this video, and it also got great engagement on social media. That's it. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, Alina, thank you so much. I think it was a very nice, very structured way, but really, where to start and where to finish. I mean, I'm like personally, I'm definitely gonna, I'm gonna save the slides, and because localization and it is not easy. And there are so many, so many small and big things you need to think about. Yeah, so thank you so much. Really, really useful.
Yeah, thank you, Margarita. And I also highly recommend the State of Content Marketing report. I love it. It's a great source of insight, and I think it's a must read for marketers today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So let's check the chat for questions.
Yeah, yes. If you can take the question from Reina, I'm not sure if you have answered it, but I think no.
Yeah, what is a good strategy for prioritizing audience segments if you have more than one audience with pain points?
Yeah, so actually, I'm not sure how the questions work here, and I tried to answer it. So I basically answered it in text. I'm not sure if everyone can see it, so I'm just gonna.
That was you. You sent it to the chat. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I got it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can summarize it in one sentence if you'd like, just for everyone who didn't see it.
Yeah, the question is interesting. I'm not sure it's like 100% clear for me, but
Yeah.
try to.
So, yeah, I mean, again, yeah. So, in there are many ways to answer, but I feel like the core here is, and I think it's even like we really zoom out of content marketing and just think about the business needs in general. So when you think of like which segments and which personas to prioritize, like firstly you focus on the business needs, those segments that are more likely to bring you business results, and maybe they are more likely to connect with you and your content, and thereby they require less effort and less resources. So those segments will be more important for your business, and thereby you prioritize them. You create more content for those segments, again, that are more likely to bring you whatever you want to bring, sales, clients, etc. And then what I also mentioned is that sometimes you might also want to think about the influencers for this segment. So let's say if there are some people who influence the buying decision of this person, they might also require some content. So, you prioritize this, but then if you also have some other segments that you still want to target, but maybe there are less people in this segment, they are less likely to buy, maybe they are harder to approach. You might still, have like, I don't know, 20-30% of your content for them, and run different experiments to see, if they are worth going after. So I would answer it like this.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think the best way, if you don't know what is your priority segment, the best way is to test. You can launch small campaigns, and you'll start getting data, and you'll understand what works for you. You'll get feedback from your sales team, and you'll understand what is the best audience that needs your product or services, and then you can prioritize your strategy based on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, we have just 5 minutes left, but I think there was like a couple of more questions that haven't been answered. But I just want to say to our attendees, if you want to ask a question live, just raise a hand and I will turn on your microphone, because I understand that sometimes it's really hard to give like the full context and just like a written message. So if you want, just join us here, ask your question, and yeah, so this is also possible. Alina, I don't remember which of the questions were left. Like Maxine asked about 4 questions. Some of them we didn't answer, right? I think the first one.
Yeah, I think a couple of the first one and the last one.
First one and last one. Okay. Can you answer them, or it's not something that?
I think that we have 3 minutes left. Maybe we can move forward to the quiz. And Mohtin, thank you very much for your questions. You are our most active attendee today, and it's great. And we'll be happy to answer your questions after this session. You can find me or Margarita on social media, and we'll ask them there.
Yeah, but we won't have a quiz. I sent you a message that unfortunately technically it's not possible today, and like our winner for the book will be the person who you will choose for the question. And since Martin asked like 4 questions today and he was very, very active, I think he deserves this prize.
Yeah, sure. If we don't have the quiz, it's definitely our winner, the most active attendee today.
Okay, so then let's maybe wrap up. Maybe like a couple of kind of words of wisdom from both of you about the content, like maybe last words that you want to say to our attendees.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely, I would just reiterate that, again, I think making your content strategy more human, and by human, we mean really thinking about the person behind the screen, thinking about the person who will be reading your article, who will be watching your video, and trying to not to see them as your customers, but as people, and not to see yourself as a business that's just trying to push sales, but more as a, as a journalist, as a media company. So someone who's creating content because they want to help people solve a problem. But then to really understand how can you help them, you need to get in their shoes. So you need to know where they are, who they are, what makes them, what things they care about, what kind of problems they have. And only after that, you can really move to the next level. But also once you do that, like business-wise, you will get better results. You will get higher conversion rates. You will rank higher just because your content will be genuinely personalized, genuinely practical, and genuinely useful. So these are my words of wisdom for today.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that today more and more companies start focus on content marketing because it works. And it works because its purpose is to create valuable content for users, for customers, content that the goal of this content is not to sell your product directly, but to solve users' problems or share some valuable information. So yeah, I agree. Think about that all the time. Think about your audience, and your audience will be grateful, and you'll get results. And analytics is the key to success. Use online tool, keyword research tools, automation tools, automate your localization, content creation, content management, and you'll be much more efficient. You'll save a lot of time and money and get great results.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Okay. It's like, sorry, go ahead.
No. I just want to say, so with these great words, have a nice day. Thanks everyone for joining. Alina, Margarita, thank you for sharing your insights. It was really great.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.